Hello, YouTube. Well, I was picking my brain for a subject, and I want to talk about this word. Okay, some of y'all use it, and some of you don't. But okay, I'm 59, almost 60 years old. Next April, I'll be 60 years old, right? I'm from an era where a male never called a woman a B word. That was like someplace you didn't go. I was raised, we were trying to get away from the N word, but it was a struggle even then, back when I was young. You didn't call women B word. Now I notice that virtually everybody uses that damn word. And so I'm feeling old today, or behind. I don't know what is acceptable and what's not. I see that gay men, when they are conversing with women, they use that word very casually. So I don't know if that applies to straight men with women. I don't know if that still would be taboo or a disrespect. It's weird. I just don't understand it. But I know that's the language now. Now I know when I was a young guy, gay men generally called each other girl. So there's still a lot of that going around. Girl, we called each other Mary. Of course, the legendary Miss Thing and all this kind of stuff. But now the B word seems to have replaced all those other words. So not only do they call women this word, I'm talking about gay men for a minute here, they also call each other this word. And women will refer to them in this word. So I'm a little confused. And I know it's probably an age thing because I remember when rap music first became popular, right? And everybody was up in arms because of the language, right? People were saying, do you want your daughter going around being called B words or even C words or a hoe? Hoe was the big word. That was the big controversy around rap music. The way they would speak about women was repulsive. That's what, middle America thought. At least when it comes to their children, their daughters and things. But now it seems like they won. The rap people, they introduced all this harsh language, and it seems like they won because no one trips on that anymore. No one trips on that word. And I noticed that on YouTube, not many people trip on this N word. So it's confusing. Because I try not to use it. But what I've noticed about using YouTube, though, if you're on here enough, you will adapt your surroundings. In other words, the people, eventually you will lose and you will start using the language that is familiar to this thing, whatever. So I don't know how I feel about it. I know I'm still not comfortable with this N word. That's probably not going to be something I'm going to embrace. I'm from the streets. I'm also an ex-convict, so I know that you can do away with the N word. And I thought we were on the cusp of that happening a few years ago. But now it seems like that's been forgotten. That argument has been lost. So people just use it casually. When I was in the pen, East Bay in San Quentin, people, you could go, I don't give a damn if you did 10 years. You could go 10 years in prison without hearing the N word. So I know that is doable. They would not allow no one, your race. California, races don't mix, right? They won't put a black person in the cell with a white person, vice versa. And they're very sensitive about anything racial. So the inmates decided there'll be no N-word used in prison. And there is virtually not. If the first time they catch you using N-word, something slip out your mouth, you got excited, playing dominoes or whatever, slipped out your mouth, then everybody gets a serious look on their face, and then you drop and you give them, I think, 100 push-ups. That's the first time. Second time it happens, you get your ass kicked. You probably won't use that word again in prison. So I thought we were kind of moving in that direction because I know it could be usable, and I know there are still circumstances other races shouldn't be calling you that. Although I noticed when I'm out here on the trains and so forth, on the subways, other races, young people, I'm talking about people 16, 17 years old, they use it casually. So I'm at a loss. And so I don't know how you guys feel about it. Do you think that people should use this B word casually? Now let me say this also. You would never, ever hear that word on television. You would never hear the word television, but if you watch some of the reality stuff, they use that just like they were calling you Mary, calling you by your name. So times have changed, and I'm willing to accept times have changed. People will do that. I remember when the first time they said bitch on this, was a show called Dynasty. And was it Crystal and Alexis? Those were the two. Alexis was the villain. Crystal was the good woman. But they were always fighting. And when she said, "Oh, you bitch!" I would slap the shit out of a child. That started the movement. That was early on when they would start using that word. So now it's very casual. So I've noticed that it's entered my language now. But for me, it's still an angry word. I remember when Miss Kim Burrell was doing her thing, and I got so angry with that, with talking about her, that word just flowed like water. But I still don't like using it casually. But it seems like I'm living in the past or something. It does seem like feminine gay men use it a lot more. Feminine gay men and women throw that word around a lot. I don't consider myself a feminine gay man, so maybe then I would be, I don't know, a different class. Anyway, I'm curious. Are people offended by that? Are people my age, are they still offended when somebody calls them a bitch? I know that you won't go into a job, I wouldn't think, and call your subordinates or call people in your job that word. And I know if I'm in the store or something and I'm talking to a cashier, she better not call me something like that. So I guess there are certain circumstances, but this internet has got its own language and what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And it seems to be a lot looser than the real world. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm curious though. Are people still offended by being called that word? This is where I kind of left the regular world when I became a dope fiend. So I was in the streets, so I wasn't really interacting with men and women and things like that. I just knew gay boys, mostly, or people, other drug addicts. So when I came out of that, they had this whole new language where it's fine to do that. I mean, it sounds all right to me. People don't seem to be offended by it, but some of you guys let me know. Just so I know, I'm out here offending people, and I've become that thing which I feared the most. Rap music has now become the boss, or has taken influence over the rest of us. We've lost the battle. You let me know. All right. Just talking. Don't get excited. What do you think?